Barcelona, and since becoming WBC Super Lightweight Champion of the World, 100 and reigning pound-for-pound king, the defending welterweight champion of the world, Pernell.
In the dressing room. Here, let's get on!
Feet away from each other, his deceased mother.
When I see Whitaker is going to work,
he is going to try to frustrate the younger fighter.
De La Hoya not yet finding a chance to throw a combination. Tentative right hand by De La Hoya. Those laser shots. The first left hook, and Whitaker partially blocked it with his shoulder. And again. Jones pointed out early.
his jab and attacking Oscar first.
Let him go. Hey!
Right hand punches in close by De La Hoya. He's going to have to use, and you saw him doubling up. Confrontation first. Harrying with each other as round one. Pernell Whitaker southpaw. That speaks to the Whitaker camp strategy, Larry, of Oscar De La Hoya's dominant left side.
If a team can beat...
And peeking up at De La Hoya, trying to keep his hard right hand to the body by De La Hoya.
Good counter by De La Hoya. Good counter right hand by De La Hoya.
Misses with the left hook. Follows, lands a couple straight right hands. Smiles. Whitaker's southpaw style.
Oscar's making a few
right hands more, which is what he's going to have to do to legitimately attack Pernell Whitaker. Left hook, which is a hard proposition against Whitaker. Here's a way to hit for Oscar in round number 2. Able to penetrate Whitaker's defense enough to put real pressure on him for long periods of time.
No, but he did pressure him good at the end of that last round.
No, the De La Hoya's best minute of the first.
That left hand.
And coming up with an uppercut. You heard both corners asking, and it's the first big one. Lane, anxious that we don't see a headbutt.
There was a butt right there. I don't know if any blood will come out, but there was definitely seem that it will bother De La Hoya very much if he doesn't.
Another hard left hand uppercut by De La Hoya. And but Oscar brought out the artillery and
The butt, as you see Whitaker coming from down, trying to get in close with a good...
to boil down to just what
I asked Mills Lane, he didn't take... I haven't...
has been... Hard right hand by De La Hoya.
Hand by Oscar De La Hoya.
And again, Whitaker comes in with the head, and down is the result of a headbutt.
And Whitaker's right eye.
At least
But it's a little disappointing to Hunger is really on Whitaker. Perhaps he's
asking him between rounds to create a lot of distance, he said. Didn't want him to get into a brawl.
Yeah, because it makes it more difficult for Whitaker. Good right hand by De La Hoya.
Bobbing left to right and then throwing the right hand lead. Obviously something he's... And De La Hoya flurries at the end of the round. That catches the eye of the...
switching southpaw. It had been anticipated that sometime during the fight he would try it. None of that landed. He threw about 8 blows. It looked
the 4th round, if in fact he was, he may be 4 points ahead. All right, going back to the right hand lead, which has been his weapon so far, along with
that Larry talked about.
Yeah. Harold, how do you have it?
On an accidental headbutt, the point in the 3rd round, it becomes a 10-8 round for De La Hoya.
Southpaw stance at any time and opportunities while backing up and drawing you in. Is drawing almost as much approval as those which land.
Good one. He's jabbing more. He's slipping more.
to this point.
De La Hoya right now.
If he is with clean punch.
He's basically winning this.
He used it to flurry at the end. Paul, who fights in a right hand position. His left hand is as strong. Arcs around in the southpaw stance.
I wonder what he thinks now.
Going to fight the full round in the southpaw stance.
On this switch.
Well, they're used to seeing right-handers in with training and fighting.
There he goes back to the southpaw stance. Whitaker misses over the top.
Oscar's left hand. He knows that's Oscar's best punch.
And there you go. That's
With his own right.
goes to the conventional stand. There's one that landed. And a couple of left.
Relax to this side. Oscar De La Hoya's hit it.
Closing seconds of round 6. Battle between the two.
External headbutt, but
Why
it was
should
below.
A point should be taken, but if
happens between southpaws and conventional fighters when they get their feet tapped.
get frustrated and get him out of his head.
More and more, Whitaker seems to be loading up, which could change things in the bout.
A good body shot by Whitaker.
Excellent body.
Fight would look better for Whitaker in the later round.
Any age showing.
But that's a nosebleed right now.
He missed balance, try to get into his head. Product of Pernell Whitaker's jab. And Dello
Nearly as much as he used to do.
numbers through rounds and uppercuts to only.
I can't say that I've seen that many hard punches. I got to disagree with the number.
De La Hoya goes back to it momentarily.
Puncher for that. He has to be very economical in what he does. He knows that.
Lamenting the missed left hand.
Both fighters, I think, are fighting a very...
Not easy to do. Whitaker smiles. I almost guarantee you that means that thudding left hook. Pawing with the jab. Straight right hands as Oscar tries to flurry again in the closing seconds of the round. Whitaker lands the last punch.
Here you see that these fighters are so happy sometimes when they either land or miss a punch or that they're gesturing. That means there's just not enough. You're behind in this fight, who I believe thinks he was ahead, meaning that if he's got to do something else.
And Pernell has the one criticism I would have is show that only in one round in the
Throwing.
about 40 or 40
Well, you think.
different scorecards at the end of this fight.
Well, they win this fight. It's a huge success so far.
Could possibly pick to enter the...
I have to even argue that.
Point. You do what you do best, especially
The body, De La Hoya rights upstairs. De La Hoya lands the left. In and attacks Whitaker's body. And Pernell...
a little bit off balance right there on the floor. Not a great punch, but a punch. And that's what a knockdown is.
Definitely.
Arrows.
5 rounds to 4. Oscar De La Hoya, 85 push-ups. But I want to tell you something, Jim. He's got
Wood.
Yes.
They're looking to land big punches right now.
Right hand lead. Whitaker popping De La Hoya with men.
Good shot by De La Hoya.
De La Hoya gets in return.
In boxing, don't try to trade with him.
Why shouldn't you trade with him? Supposed to be quicker than he is.
Supposed to. He doesn't have the experience to trade. He has the experience where he just trade with Pernell Whitaker.
Great flurry by De La Hoya to end the...
Himself on this old guy.
It's not that he's going to back down to nobody.
Perhaps trying to communicate to Whitaker that muscle him and outrun him in these last two obviously is mentally for being... Body shots from De La Hoya as Evander Holyfield or Mark Breland.
Now he's complaining because De La Hoya...
Side to side, a relatively cautious round. Switches to the southpaw stance. Just missed with the left hand. Didn't have a lot of snap behind it anyway. Hard left hands for Whitaker. 2 in a row. And another good left hand counter inside for Sweet Pea. Very confident.
Tied up. Right when the referee was 1 step in to say break, Oscar's trying to hit Whitaker with a good punch.
The balance.
He starts slowly.
Trump is going to decide the fight.
I have Whitaker ahead by about it ends this way.
Go, Whitaker. De La Hoya loves to over against a guy whose style is giving you a minute and a half left for Pernell Whitaker to make one more immortality.
I think Whitaker has already made his statement. It would be a shame for WBC rule to De La Hoya for an unintentional butt that did no.
Standing more in the 12th, so the younger man. 10 seconds left. And Whitaker ended the fight backing up and clowning, which may or may.
And new heavyweight champion of the world.